Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Ghefira from Angel Group, class 11-5. On this occasion, I will convey the result of our group discussion regarding adjective clause. Let's start with the definition first. After that, the characteristic. First, definition. Adjective clause, also known as adjectival clause or relative clause, are a type of dependent clause that describes or modifies nouns just like individual adjectives do. Like a clause, adjective clause contain a subject and a verb. You can identify adjective clause because they usually begin with a relative pronoun like that, which, or who. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines an adjective clause as a clause introduced by a relative pronoun express and or suppress relative adjective or relative adverb and having either a purely descriptive force, as in John, who often tells vibes, or a limiting one, as in boys, who tell vibes. Second, characteristic features. Firstly, have a subject and a verb. Second, always preceded by a relative pronoun who, whom, whose, that, which, or relative adverb when, where, why. And third, provides new information about the noun, subject of a sentence. Okay, that's all my explanations, and the next part will be explained by my colleague. Thank you.
I will explain the relative pronouns and the relative adverb. Relative noun is a connect noun or pronoun to relative clause, which can be essential or non-essential. There are 5 in relative pronouns. First one is which. It refers to animals and things. For example, did you see the dog which is playing on the lawn? Next one is that. It refers to people, animal, and thing in restrictive clause. For example, she likes the painting that is in the living room. Next one is who. It refers to people. For example, the people who called last night was my grandmother. The next one is whom. Whom is an object pronoun for people, especially in non-restrictive relative clause. For example, Josley, whom the manager traded, later became a successful baseball star. Next one is whose. It's a possession for people, animals, and things. For example, the girl whose notes I borrowed always pays attention in class. Now, this one is relative adverb. A relative adverb is a type of adverb that introduces a dependent clause or a group of words that has a subject and verb but cannot stand alone as a sentence. There are 3 in relative adverb. First is where. It refers to a place. For example, this is the house where I grew up. Next one is when. It refers to a time. For example, I remember the day when we first met. Next one is why. It refers to a reason. For example, that's the reason why I decided to move.
Adjective clause formula in sentence. Adjective clause formula in sentence. Relative pronoun is subject and verb. The relative pronoun which, who, that can serve as subject if there is no other subject. The position of an adjective clause in an English sentence always follows the noun and pronoun that is trying to explain the noun or pronoun in the main clause that can serve as subject, object, of the main sentence. The man who is wearing a blue shirt is my neighbor. Adjective person who is wearing a blue shirt. Next is the non-essential adjective clause. The non-essential adjective clause, unlike essential adjective clause, Non-essential adjective clause provide additional information about the noun and is not the main focus. This kind of clauses, even if removed, do not make a difference as the sentence still remains complete without it. A clause of this nature is enclosed within a pair of comma or a bracket to separate it from the rest of the sentence. Here are some explained of non-essential adjective clause. My brother, who lives in Australia, will be coming to India next month. The restaurant where we first met is going to turn down.
The essential adjective clause. As the name suggests, an essential adjective clause is one that is required to make sense of the sentence. It is a part of the sentence and the description is what matters, and so it is necessary to make the sentence meaningful, hence cannot be removed from the sentence. No specific punctuation marks are used to separate the clause from the rest of the sentence. Some examples of sentences with essential adjective clause are given below. My neighbor does not like children who sit for hours fidgeting with their smartphones. We did not find any cafe that sold vegetarian momos.